Well, hi everybody. I wish I could be there in person and see other people's finals, but currently I am on vacation. I'm gonna apologize if I do like stutter or kind of mess up my words. This ain't TikTok, this ain't, I'm trying to present this way. But first and foremost, I wanted to thank Laurel for allowing me to present this way and to show my documentation panel about Susan. But before I show my documentation panel, I wanted to show Susan's past experiences to you all and the little snippets of her past life in one of her albums. And Susan, if you're watching this, this was supposed to be a very big surprise to show my gratitude and my appreciation to you and to show everyone that of how a brave and courageous person that you are to restart a whole career after your business being shut down and like being open for 120 years and to come to school and restart your whole career all over again. I just want to say you are the most bravest and courageous person I've ever met. And I wanted to show everybody of the album that you showed me when we were at the student union. And I just wanted to show people of how you have lived through so many past experiences for the person of your age to walk through and to walk everywhere your heart desires no matter you really no matter what age you are, like you just go out there and you live your life and you are the definition of never giving up. So I wanted to show people the pictures that you showed me, and I just feel that you deserve it, and hopefully this works. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I really hope everyone else sees what I'm seeing because I had to make it all over again. And it was just me talking to myself. So hopefully you are seeing what I see. But this is a video, a picture of Susan's hands and her photo album. And I just wanted to show in an artist's point of view of how Susan's hands have gone through many experiences. And she can probably tell you from the beginning where she grew up in Brownsville to the very end of how she ended up here in Oregon. But for now, we're just gonna show little snippets of her past life. At oh, excuse me. I just wanted to show everyone of how beautiful this photo album is. And it's like a universe or the solar system, and for this documentation panel, it's supposed to be snippets of people's evidence of their art experiences. And for me, I believe as Susan, as being a mother and a grandmother, her art experiences is through literature. And so her photo album sort of represents of how what you fill into the book, and it depends on what your experiences could lead to other people's experiences. Like for instance, for me, this experience collaborating with Susan has been a pleasure because I got to know somebody and see their past life and being vulnerable with me and showing me of how she grew up and how what her family looked like. And I just want to say thank you again, Susan. But here we go. And here we are is the first picture of Susan and her kids. Look at this beautiful family that she has created. Now that's art right there. But this right here is just, oh, like, wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought this lady will have four kids? But she showed me that it's okay to be vulnerable. So the way that she showed me this photo album, she really showed me like of what, and I believe she showed me her favorite ones. That's what I think. But and then to the next one is Susan and her mom. Look at that. Wow. Two beautiful ladies. Um, and isn't she so tiny, everyone? Like I said, even Susan said it herself. I was like, what? But look at that. Look at that smile, Susan next to her mom. Wow. Doesn't Susan look like her mom now? Isn't that gorgeous? And here is Susan with her youngest daughter at the University of Pennsylvania. And right now, her youngest daughter is living in another country, and she has lived there for many, many years. Many, many years. I forgot what country, so I'm sorry, Susan. I was just so amazed by these pictures that you showed me because the art detail and the artist's point of view is like no matter where Susan was at, she always had this big, bright smile, no matter what. And then here's another one. And this one is Susan's mom and one of her kids, Susan's kids. And they were just visiting the Oregon coast for the first time. And this was Susan's mom's first time too. So it's like, wow, who would have thought Susan would be living here for the rest of her adult years? Isn't that awesome? Again, at the Oregon coast. And I believe this is Susan's husband. I think so. I think so. Susan didn't tell me about this man. And here it is where Susan was in Jalisco at the Warm Springs with her eldest sister from her daughter-in-law. I sorry if I got this information wrong, Susan, but this young lady right here is Gabby, and before she passed away, she was the only person in her family right here. I think this is her family member. They moved or immigrated to some other country, but only Gabby stayed behind to live in her hometown. And to see this beautiful area, I want to visit one day. But she sadly passed away with cancer at a very young age, but it didn't stop her of having a good life. Wow, that must have been a great time, huh, Susan? And then here is Susan at one of her company's gala. And this is one of her daughters right here. Look how beautiful they are. Susan told me that her company, as long as they were successful, they would host this big gala. And they were dressed up with all types of different themes. And look at that. Look at that. She's so modest. She knows she wanted to put a big smile. And I believe I have one more picture. Oh, yep. This was Susan going to this, riding the bike, going to the grocery store, Sally Shan store. I believe that's how you say it. Sorry, Susan. But, and this is one of Susan's kids, I believe. And look at that. Going to the grocery store. Wow. Now everyone's door dashing or doesn't even want to go to the store. It's so expensive. But look at that time, huh, guys? What a beautiful time she had, her past time. And here's another picture, but this is not one of her albums. It was just in my notes about Susan. But you can just see, picture, I take pictures of Susan's hands because it shows of how whatever she put her hands onto, no matter what, it came from her and how she envisioned it. And hopefully this documentation panel will show you guys of my vision of how my time with Susan was during her creative arts experiences. And I just wanted to say thank you again, Susan, for being vulnerable with me and showing me your precious pictures of your family and the snippets of how you lived through your life. I hope wherever you walk, wherever you go, you're safe and sound. And please, please, please always carry the spray gun. Because Susan, your safety is always my concern. But thank you again, and I hope you guys join this documentation panel that Laura will take over and show. I just want to say thank you again for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your summer. Mahalo. Aloha nui loa.